Shalom. First and foremost, when you give all praise to our boy, how about Shem Shai, about Shem Kakarash. Kal Halame, how about Shem Shai, about Shem Kakarash. That's the ancient Hebrew saying all praise to Yahweh in the name of Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly call Jehovah, God, or Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. Giving the honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to our brothers and mothers pushing this word in sincerity and in truth to our believe in this gospel. Shalom. This lesson on this is our Instagram post from a Jamaica Observer. It says bird drought sorry. It says women tell why fertility rates will continue to plummet. And is that what you call it? The bio or something like that. It says we are literally throwing the baby out with the bath water. This was one of the jokes made by a group of young women in the Spanish Town shopping center recently, when the topic of Jamaica having one of the lowest fertility rates in the world was raised by this writer. While some joked, others applauded. It says we're literally throwing the baby out with the bath water. I'm not really sure exactly what this means still, but I have a couple female comment. And then other idea this when I really made this is just for the current time. It might piss you off, but the scripture speaks about the curses as well before now people, and definitely the black woman right now, which is the Israelite woman, the so-called Negro woman. They're in them right mind for the most part. You see me? I'm not advocating like say yo go and get kids because we say we're not supposed to that in this world. But the reason why these ladies don't want to have kids, it's completely off. But it is what it is. In the kingdom, that definitely going to change. And let's go to the curses real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. And I think even Sir Pete did a lesson on this though. It's not like Jamaicans now get pregnant, basically dash them and dash it away. Which I an idea that's murder. But let's get the mindset of these women, right? This I think of 5 or 6. Yeah. Let's go through them real quick. This is one woman named Marissa, she's 30. Says, I can't even keep a plant alive, let alone a child. I forget to water my plants daily, and they die within a week. A child needs constant feeding, bathing, attention, and love every single day. If I can't handle a cactus, I am absolutely not ready to raise a human being. Also, I've worked too hard to create a tidy, calm space. Shitty ass reason. 26. Sheba 26. It says, I am not ready to share my money with anyone. Selfish as fuck. I work hard for my money and I enjoy spending it on good food. It's not about pies when yam. And them going to restaurant all them more like some abomination will kill them. Nice clothes and peace of mind. Kids, they drain your wallet with diapers, formula, and school fees. I'm not giving up my weekend travel or fancy dinners just yet. Plus, you can never, ever, ever trust a man to come through for you. Alright. This is what Tigani, or Tigani, whatever she pronounces her name. 24. I love my sleep more than I love up any potential baby daddy. Says sleep is sacred. uninterrupted, deep 8 hour sleep. Babies, they don't care about that. They'll cry at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and 6 a.m. for no reason. I am supposed to get up smiling? Absolutely not. My pillow and I are in a committed relationship. Did that not fall into? Rakela, 31. Let's be real. Life is already expensive without a child in the mix. I am still budgeting for beauty appointments. Beauty appointments is what I want to say. Nails, hair, maybe a low line, facial, or ear lash, or whatever you call it. Adding the cost of childcare, clothes, doctor visits, and birthday parties, not in this economy. Also, as someone who was overweight, I have worked hard to love my body and feel confident again. So, to our kids are much of our body allegedly. That's what she say. Um, Kishe, if you pronounce your name right, 28. I barely survived my own mother, so I'm not becoming one. Growing up was no joke. My mom was strict, loud, and always 2 seconds away from physically abusing me. I still have flashbacks when someone says my full name. Now people expect me to be the adult in charge? No thanks. This is the woman, or the average woman of today's society, yo. We definitely need Yahushua for return. And, when you go into the comment board, a few women in the have sense. It says, first one, says, after reading their responses, I'm actually very happy these specific women chose not to have kids. Yeah. For the them will come because, let's get this real quick. The scripture says, there is no single woman enter into the kingdom, Easy they serve a purpose, or you come off of there, it's simple. You said childbearing. Titus. Let's see that. Timothy or Titus. So I think a second. Going to the last verse. No. Only. A second. So here. First Timothy 2. That was in the last one. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Alright, First Timothy chapter start 9. Main point of 15 says, in like manner also that women adore themselves in modest apparel. Not the word them address these days, like harlots. It says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly race. It's not about your beauty. It says, but which becometh woman professing godliness with good works. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. And the same thing applied right now. The Israelite woman being deceived by the serpent, by the white man, telling that, if you put yourself first and, live your life and enjoy your young days, right, before you get old and, then you settle down. That's all madness. 15 says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So there's no single woman who's going to enter the kingdom. So all of them women here, which I've seen. I think they went in, they assassinate the general in 2020 for the Iranian army. Oh yeah, me are going in the kitchen now when they hear about with war. You know, this is Isaiah 4 verse 1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. To call by a man's name is basically marriage. And that come via what? Sex, yo. Alright, let me see if we can get some more. I want to get in the NLT. See what it says for the last part. It says, in that day, so Isaiah 4 and 1 in NLT, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. Basically want to engage with you, yo. Alright? So that in the kingdom, well, not even in the kingdom, because while this society collapse, let a woman got some rude awakening. And the one them was stuck on wicked, one basically is left to be destroyed. Because people say you shall be saved in childbearing if you continue with sobriety and sobriety and remember verbatim. Sobriety. Let's get it back real quick. First Timothy 2. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Yeah. So that's the reason why women will be saved. If you continue in holiness, separating yourself from this world, faith, charity, rather than childbearing. That's one of the main purpose of a woman. Right? To basically assist in reproduction. So all of them want about career first and my goals first and my body first. It's all selfishness. That's what I saw. Selfishness of Eve. It's all about her. It's all about what she want to enjoy. But the scripture also says this. Go to 1 Timothy 5 and 5, how much again? Hey, start a verse. Start at 9. It says, let not a widow be taken into the number under 60 years old, having been the wife of one man, well reported of for good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushai, they will marry, having damnation, because they have cast off their first faith. And with all they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also and busybodies, speaking things they are not. Like these women, you have to shut the hell up, yo. Because all these, why me don't want to have kids, yo, you show up yourself. Which, I'm on the Lord, I will ignore something like this. And again, there's no single woman that will be saved. So, seems like destruction. As in, again, not saying you're supposed to look for have kids in this world, but it's about the mindset. Women, all the women back when you read in the scriptures, them pray if you have kids. Alright? Verse 14. It says, I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. And that's what Eve is actually doing. When you hear about the black woman, you hear nothing but wars and make basically twerk, loud mouth, rebellious, disgusting. That's basically the average black woman and the stigma upon a so-called black woman right now. You know, to the point of some so-called Negro woman go over like to Ethiopia and certain so-called Middle East country, and them basically treat them like a prostitute, like them look upon them like them a prostitute because of what the average black woman has caused. Verse 15, it says, "For some are already turned aside after Satan. If any man or woman that believe of widows, um, um, uh, get the point." Alright, it's actually 6. 1 Timothy 5 verse 6, it says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." And all these women, yeah, it's all about for them pleasure. You know, the first one says she no one cut down upon her what you say? No, the second one actually. It says fancy weekend travel or fancy dinners just yet. You know, and who to tell what she are going when she go upon them someday. Or wordom. Basically being a nigga. Right? Not a wife, not a mother, right? Not an Israelite woman, but a black beast. The scripture speaks about brute beast made to be taken and destroyed. Right? This is Lamentations chapter 4, Mr. 1. It says, "How is the gold become dim?" Sorry. It says, "How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, Israelites, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earned pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast." It says, "They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness." Right? So to show you the level of the black woman, become degenerated. Right? And if you really listen, the average woman these days, it's not a lot of women going to get put to death. The scripture tells you, sleep utterly, old and young, maids and little children. The most are going to do a mass killing. Right? But there's a said there's a spirit remnant. The scripture speaks about the elect woman. Right? Like for example, an answer like this, you can't raise a child on minimum wage. That's plausible. If you don't have enough money, then you look for a child. You can take care of them. But if you, me no want my body mash up and me no want to ruin my weekends and all that bullshit, that's being selfish. Right? The one that's make it lower. Come off of earth. Right, the most I yeah, worry man. Yeah, how about Shemi Oshai going to do a great work in this earth here? There's a lot is going to suffer and die. Just as how trauma was used to make the black woman like this, trauma go use again. As you said, then the sea must know it after death by pain. But this is what this world offers. Right? So if you can avoid them, I would avoid them as much as possible, Because the black woman right now, she's gone for the devil. Right, she's gone after the Satan, it's true to say. Alright, so this elephant you look out there, giving our praise to Poya, how about Shemir Shai, about Shemir Kakadash. Don't mind the story, elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to the full. Shalom.